Dr. V. Shankar, President of Sies, Dr. A. Sivathanu Pillai, Dr. Prahlada Ramarao, Sri Ulhas Mukke, Dr. Mani Dravid Sastrigal, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I feel deeply honored to receive an award instituted in the sacred memory of Pujya Sri Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Mahasamigal, the 68th Sankaracharya of the esteemed Sri Kasi Kamakoti Pitam. The Mahasami was a moral force rarely seen in any age. His life and journey heralded a new ideal and ushered in an era of spiritual resurgence. His influence to the society was so deep that it became inseparable from the thoughts and collective aspiration of our people. From being a moral individual, he transformed into an impersonal being. He became an eternal institution and a guiding light for humanity. To receive an honor bestowed in his sacred memory is not merely a moment of personal recognition, it is a moment for reflection, devotion, and a renewed commitment to the ideals he embodied. I express my heartfelt gratitude to His Holiness, Pujya Sankara Vijayendra Saraswati Samigal, the Jagadguru Sankaracharya of Sri Kasi Kamakoti Pitam, and the South Indian Education Society for graciously considering me for this award. Today, as I receive this honor, I am reminded how closely Assam's spiritual history is woven with the larger civilizational story of Bharata. Adi Sankaracharya himself traveled through ancient Kamrupa, debating great scholars like Nabagupta and establishing Advaita tradition in the northeast. A mandapam at Kamakhya temple stands as testimony to that visit. Later, Pujya Jayendra Saraswati Samigal deepened this connection by founding Sri Shankaradeva Netralaya and Purva Tirupati Mandir in Guwahati. The Purva Tirupati Balaji Mandir has become a spiritual anchor for the people of Assam, who once traveled thousands of kilometers from Assam to Tirupati now find the same divinity, the same grace right at home. The Shankaradeva Netralaya that carries the name of the greatest spiritual luminary of our region, Srimanta Shankaradeva, is a beautiful confluence of Shankaracharya and Shankardeva, of Advaita and Bhakti, of Kasi and Kamrupa. Therefore, with utmost humility, I accept this honor today as a representative of a civilization that has shaped my values, my character, and my public life. This award reinforces my responsibility to preserve the sacred, to protect the vulnerable, and to pass on a stronger cultural foundation to the next generation. I dedicate this recognition to the people of Assam for their blessings and love. I dedicate it to my parents who shaped my early years and taught me to see public life as service. And I dedicate it to the ideals of Sanatana Dharma that have guided me quietly at every step. Sanatana Dharma is the eternal, ever-renewing civilizational philosophy that has shaped the soul of Bharat for thousands of years. It is not merely a religion, it is a way of life. Sanatana is an ethical compass, a spiritual inquiry, a timeless quest for truth. It is eternal not only because it is ancient, but because it its essence continue to remain relevant, Sanatana is open to reform and renewal across generations. Unlike faiths founded on a single prophetic revelation, Sanatana Dharma rests on the conviction that truth cannot be imposed, but it must be discovered. Many Semitic traditions progress through exclusive revelation and prescribe pathways for salvation. But Sanatana Dharma teaches that truth is a journey undertaken with humility. It is a path through self-discipline and lived experience. As the Seta Upanishad reminds us, the divine reveals itself through the heart, the mind, and the will. The Hindu, therefore, does not look upward for revelation, but inwards for realization. According to Hindu philosophy, the quest for the eternal is manifested in multiple ways. The Hindus speak of three profound paths to approach the divine, which is jnana, bhakti, and karma. Few civilizations have produced such a rich spectrum of spiritual possibilities. One may seek God in ritual or meditation. Another may seek Him in nature and formless consciousness. This capacity to hold multiple ways without conflict is the essence of Sanatana Dharma. The Hindu imagination has always understood that truth is too infinite to confine within a single scripture. Our sages declare, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Badanti. Truth is one. The wise describe it in many ways. The Jaigavalkya could speak of thousands of gods, yet trace them all to one supreme reality. The Hindu mind can simultaneously worship Rama, Krishna, Shiva, Durga, or Ganesha. At the same time, the Hindu also pay respect to the teaching of Christ, the compassion of the Buddha, or the wisdom of Torah. These are not contradictions, but diverse windows opening towards the same infinite light. The inclusive spirit explains why Jews from Bene Israel community found refuge in India without persecution, why Zoroastrian fleeing Persia were embarrassed on our shores, why monks, fakirs, and scholars of every faith lived here in harmony. Bharat has always regarded differing religious practice not as challenges, but as additional expression of infinite. Swami Vivekananda captured this perfectly in Chicago in 1893 when he celebrated the universal divinity that Hindus call Brahma, Zoroastrian call Ahura Mazda, Jews call Yehubu, Christian calls the Father in heaven, and Buddhists call the Buddha. Within Hinduism itself, diversity is not only accepted but also celebrated. A Hindu may choose a personal deity, an Ishta Devata. Another may find solace in the silence of the formless, another in ancestor worship, another in local tradition. It reflects the vast freedom that Sanatana Dharma accords to every seeking soul. Sanatana Dharma has no founder, no central authority, and no single book. It does not seek to convert, it seeks to elevate. It does not demand conformity, it encourages exploration. It has survived invasion, colonialism, and ideological hostility because its roots lie not in institution but in universal truth. Its spiritual democracy makes it the living foundation of Bharat's civilization. Sanatana Dharma blossoms naturally through the generation as a way of life shaped by habit, culture, memory, or everybody devotion. Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan beautifully wrote, I quote, in Hindu life, intellect is subordinate to intuition, dogma to experience. Religion is not an accepted abstraction but a way of living, unquote.